Hi everyone, welcome to my podcast. I remembered this time, Knitting Dragon. This is episode 9. If you're new here, I am Jessica, also known as Iekikadragon on Ravelry, and thanks for joining me. Let's get right into the good stuff today. Well, hold on. This video has been an adventure. It is Memorial Day here, so my family is all home, out of school, off of work, and it's thrown everything off. So it's been an adventure. But anyway, let's get into the good stuff. All right, so I'm gonna start with my oldest work in progress. We all know it, we all love it. It's the Flirt skirt. So I was gonna put it on some try-it-on tubing so that I could see how it was laying, and it was possibly even try it on, not on camera, but try it on to see how it's fitting. And then I realized I am fairly certain I lost my try-it-on tubing in the accident. I think it was in my bag, and I can't find it anywhere. Now, I've also had some memory things, so it is possible. I just don't remember where it is, but I checked all my normal knitting spots and I can't find it. So I couldn't put it on try-it-on tubing, but I did remember to put on some needle stoppers this time. So that way, hopefully I won't drop any stitches, because I've done it, I think, every time I've pulled this out. All right, the Flirt skirt by Claire Jackson. This has been on my needles for 54 days. I think it's actually starting to look like a skirt. Look how cute that is. I'm using a Malabrigo Susurro yarn in the colorway Paris Night. I really like this color. I mean, I was knitting on this at one of the soccer games and it looked blue. I think my mom said it looked purple to her in the light that she was seeing it in. So, and right now it looks gray. It's so cool how it subtly changes. And I think it's just because it was made, the yarn is comprised of wool, silk, and linen, and they all took the dye differently, so it just gives it so much depth and in different lights. So anyway, there's my progress keeper, and it rolls so much right now. I think I made pretty decent progress. Yeah, I would say I've got about 1.5 inches, and this is using my terrible measurements. I'm not very good at it, so don't count on that being accurate. And I'm using the Poison Dart Frog Progress Keeper by JoJo's Art Studio. Look, I lost a needle stopper. It just flew right off, so now I have to be more careful. Oh no. Okay, so anyway, this was kind of my main project earlier this week, being last week, like after I filmed, and it just, I was going on it, making good progress, enjoying it, and reading a lot. So I think that's why I was working on it so much. But then, you know, as the week wore on, I wanted to work on some other things because I realized I hadn't done anything on any of my other projects. So I kind of set it aside, not because I didn't want to work on it anymore, because it's kind of getting to that point. I don't know if you have this when you go into projects, but there's a point, I think, in every project where it's like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And you're like, okay, let's go. And let's just keep, I did that the other week with the Get Her Gone blanket. It's just all of a sudden you're ready to get it done. So I think that's kind of about where I'm at on here. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, although I still think it's going to take me a couple more weeks just because of the number of stitches involved. So I'm going to move the Progress Keeper now, and I'm going to put it away so that hopefully I don't drop any more stitches. I need to be a little bit better about holding it still on the camera, I guess. Oh, we're just going to move it a couple stitches back so that way it'll be close enough, you know what I'm saying? Oh, wow, this is a journey. Okay, there we go. got it moved. What else was I gonna, oh, I was gonna try it on for fit, but obviously that can't happen. So I need to go to my local yarn store and get some more try it on tubing. I had purple, kind of in this color actually. And that was like the last purple they had at the time, and they only had bright pink. So maybe I'll come back with some bright pink. I don't know. I don't even know if I'll be able to get there this week. Just, you know, life. So let's see. Yep, that's my flirt skirt. Maybe I'll try it on next time. Maybe not, but I do need to try it on soon. So that way I'll know when to stop. Okay, the next thing on my needles is my Sucky socks, which is based on the I'm So Basic socks by Summer Lee. And yeah, I started working on this. So I worked on this, here it is. There's the Progress Keeper, also by JoJo's Art Studio. So that's where I was last week. I almost made it to the toe last night. I was pretty close. There's all my stitch markers for my counting. I do it every 10. So I worked on this for my storied knit, and that went really well, and I enjoyed doing that. But I don't know if you noticed, there is a point in there where I have dropped some stitches. And I spend quite a bit of time going back and picking them up further down the line. And I thought I had gotten them all and just continued knitting, and I continued knitting for a little bit that same day. And then I was getting it ready to finish the decreases because I knit cuff down. So I was getting ready to finish the decreases, and I realized, because I wanted to take it in to a movie and knit while we went to watch a movie, and I realized the count was off on either side. It wasn't even, and you know, you need it to be even once you get towards the end of the sock. So I was like, what happened? And I kept searching for a mistake. I tinked back, never found a mistake. So all I can figure, as far as like decreasing on one side and not the other, so all I can figure is that when I dropped those stitches, I missed picking one up, and it dropped all the way into the pickup stitches. So I didn't even notice that it was gone. It just disappeared because it didn't exist anymore. So I had to tink all the way back to the heel flap and gusset, pick up the stitches again, and start over. Now I could have probably just increased a stitch and just dealt with it. Probably wouldn't have been all that noticeable, but there was something in my brain, I just wanted it to be correct. So I tinked all the way back to the heel flap and gusset. So that's why I'm not very far on this. I also got frustrated and set it down for a little bit. But that's okay. That's part of the process, right? And I enjoy the knitting, and I enjoy seeing how this is working up. This is using VK yarns in the colorway Blue Ringed Octopus. It's been on my needles for 8 days, and it has turned into, a couple of my family members have come and commented that this is their favorite one. Of course, I've only done 2. I mean, I've made plenty of other socks so far, but this is their favorite. So I think people are enjoying the color combination and how bright and happy it is. It give off the blue ring. They look kind of black right now in this light, but it does give off the blue ring vibes just by having these little stretches. And that's I think all I've got to say on that. I will be doing the elongated toe, which I got that pattern or that stitch count design from Nitty Natty, and I think that's it. I will finish this sock this week. I don't know if I'll finish the second sock this week, but getting close now. I see the end in sight. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I do want to finish this one. And I will not get stuck on Second Sock Island because there's lots more socks that I want to see how they knit up. So that's that one. And my very last project is not a knitting project. It is a crochet project. It is the Cute Critter Dragon by Megan Lapp, L-A-P-P. And I had seen some of her patterns online when I was looking up dragons, like on Ravelry and just online in general because they're beautiful. Lots of people have posted inspiration pictures with them. And I just kept hesitating to buy them because there were several patterns that I liked, and it looks like she would build on patterns to make them slightly different, and that would make them really look unique, even though so many of the things were similar. So I kept hesitating to buy her patterns, even though I think they're absolutely stunning. But I was at the bookstore the other day because I needed to buy the next book in my series, and I decided on a whim to drop by the hobby section in the bookstore and kind of kerfuffle through the knitting, which was really interesting what they carry for knitting books. But anyway, there was a Megan Lapp book there and I was shocked. So I got it. So this is not the dragon I'm knitting. This is one of her more advanced ones, and I decided to start small because A, that's the yarn that I have, and B, start small, right? In my opinion, not everyone does go big or go home, but you know, I wanted to start with the smaller one before I dove into this. So I'm knitting the cute, let's see if she's got like a nice little easy picture to pull up for you. Of course not. So let me flip through. Look how cute it is. I'm obviously not doing these colors because that's not what I had. I also found out she uses worsted weight yarn. And the yarn that I had bought is the Amigurumi yarn, which I think is closer to DK. It could be sport weight even, looking at it. But it didn't give me a number really, it just gave me a needle size. So I decided to go ahead, I'm following the pattern instructions, knowing that it's not going to be the same size as what she has, but the design should roughly be the same. And I will now, it looks just like it, doesn't it? So amigurumi is a process. You do things in stages. So, oh gosh, it's gotten all tangled. Disaster. So I have the body done and the arms done, and these will, I think it's interesting. She does all these little neat little things. These will end up being sewn probably down so that they'll sit instead of be up, but I think, if I remember correctly, I will tack these down. I also have one rear leg almost complete. And as I was knitting it, I was like, what is happening? That does not look like a rear leg. It's all about orientation, my friend. So that will go on the side of the body, attached there. Look, aw, won't that be cute? So yeah, my dragon is coming along. This has been on my needles for, when did I start this? I started this on Friday. So it's been on my needles for 4 days. I did not work on it at all yesterday. I was in a knitting mood, not a crochet mood, which it's nice to have crochet back on my hook because sometimes I'm in the mood to crochet instead of knit. So that's nice. So it's been on for 4 days. I have no idea how long this is gonna take me. I've made a stuffed animal amigurumi. I don't know if they're the same before, but I never finished it. So I made this giraffe and I never put the spots on it or the eyes. So it was just this long-necked blob. I have no idea how long this will take me. I am determined to finish it and see what happens. So, but yeah, it may be a while. I don't know. We'll see. I was really motivated to work on it this morning, but then I was like, oh yeah, I need to sit down and do this. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. So that's all my projects on my needles. I'm excited to go through this. There's a lot more creatures that I can make. I could give to some of my nerdy gaming friends, or just keep them all for myself. I think my kids might like some, but anyway, so I'm excited for this, and eventually, hopefully, I'll enjoy it enough that I end up making one of those larger dragons too. So that's all my projects. Now let's see, I will talk a little bit about my gaming because I only had one game this week. I only had one game this week. So the game that I had was where I play Galaith the Barbarian in Tomb of Annihilation. We played that last night and it was fun as always, but we went to another shrine. We were gonna get the cube, and it was a little bit confusing when we got there. There seemed to be some confusion and some communication was lost, so it didn't work out quite as smoothly as we had hoped. So what happened was 4 of the characters went in and looked at this mask, looked through these masks, because we thought that was how you solved this puzzle. And we didn't see some writing on the masks, I guess. And so we all polymorphed. We polymorphed, which means you change into something else, another creature. So one turned into a lion, one turned into a boar, one turned into a vulture, and I turned into a zebra. And we were just stuck that way. We were stuck. You have the mental capacity of an animal. And then we were trapped in these rooms, these bars that come up. So there was one person, Orasana, who could go and solve the actual room, the actual shrine. She went in, she had to solve the puzzle, and because we couldn't communicate anything, she solved the puzzle through trial and error. And so she ended up having to fight a ton of steam methods all on her own. At least they weren't all at once. They came out in a little, I think the DM was a little bit kind. So Orasana had to solve that on her own. So mostly for this game, I was a zebra for most of the time. So I got quite a bit of knitting done. Oh boy, it was funny. And then finally Orasana got the cube. The rooms that we were locked in became unlocked. We were allowed to get out, and we were still polymorphed. So we were all just standing around trying to, we were animals. There was nothing we could do. Orasana was trying to figure out what to do. And then as the lion came out, I said, oh, the zebra sees the lion and runs away. So I had my character run around the corner. And so the lion attacked the vulture character and caused enough damage that Walter poofed out of the vulture and became Walter again. So then, Walter and Orasana attacked the lion. Once enough damage was done, he poofed out of the lion and became Skolo. They all went and attacked the boar, who became Darwin the mouse. And then they came and found me because I had run away from the lion. I was grazing on grass. They did enough damage that I polymorphed and had to spit out the grass as Galaith the Barbarian. So it was very entertaining, but that was most of the session. So we went to the next shrine, we got in the room, we saw the puzzle, and it was a like genuine figure out this puzzle type of thing. And we figured out there was a riddle. We figured out the riddle pretty easily, pretty quickly, which was nice. I'm usually really bad at riddles, but for some reason I knew that one. Oh, I think I know why, because I DM'd this game once before. I bet you that one stuck. I didn't realize it had stuck, but I bet you it did. Anyway, so because I'm normally really bad at riddles, maybe not, maybe I did just actually know it. So then there was another room, went into the other room, and it was a puzzle. And that's where the DM ended the night. But Skolo and I are both pretty big fans of puzzles, so he's like, I'll figure out any puzzle if you just give me enough time. So we just sat there for a few minutes and he figured it out. He had an idea, it ended up being the correct idea, and I sat there and enjoyed the process as well. So that was our game. It was a lot of fun. If you are interested in watching that, that happens on Sunday evenings, most Sunday evenings, 7:00 p.m. Eastern time, and that is on Maan on Twitch. I will be playing Pathfinder tonight, and that will be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, and that is Pepperial on Twitch if you're interested in watching that. That's the one where I play Hydrangea Heatherfoot, the investigator bard. Where we're fugitives now. Oh, heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. So that's my gaming this week. As far as, let's see, this week I'm talking about what I'm watching. I didn't watch a ton because I was so into my book this week, but we did start watching, and I recognize now, I looked it up. I'm pretty sure this is an old series, so everyone's like, where have you been? But we started watching Boardwalk Empire, and that has Steve Buscemi in it, and I haven't seen him in ages, and I think he's a pretty darn good actor. So there's also lots of other faces in it that I recognize, but I'm too lazy to look them up this week. So I didn't. It's good. It's a period drama, I think is what they would call it. Set during Prohibition. So the first name that I kind of recognized was, they were like, oh, this is Al Capone. And I was like, wait a minute, is this a historical fiction type thing? Which I guess it is, loosely based on history. So, and it's good. So I'm enjoying it. I mean, parts of it are fairly violent because it's based on the gangs and stuff, but, or not the gangs, the mob. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, it was interesting. I'm enjoying it. I think we're 2 episodes in. Yeah. I'm still wanting to watch Fallout because I love it. Haven't finished it, but I may end up just finishing it on my own. It may be more my thing than everybody else's. And so YouTube, I've been watching all my regulars. Knitting Nurse, Love and Stitches, the Bakery Bears had another episode, which she was doing her yarn dyeing book club, which I don't participate in, but I still love it anyway. And oh gosh, Wool Needles Hands, I watch her a lot as well. And those are all my regulars. Also, Flannel and Pearls came out with, he had his one Round the Table, I think is what he calls it, where he sits and he knits and just kind of has music playing, talks a little bit in his nice calm voice. I think people are referring to him as the Bob Ross of knitting. But anyway, I really enjoyed that too, and I find it a nice time to sit and knit anyway. So, and that's about all that I've been watching. I did look up, we had bought some Venus flytrap seeds, and so I did look up how to care for them, because it came in this little, so they're like, it comes with everything you need. And it gives you this little tiny bag of rocks and a little tiny thing of peat, like a peat, what's the word? It's like this little disc. And then the seeds and a round glass terrarium. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna look up how to take care of these. You know, I try not to kill everything I touch as far as plants go. I have a black thumb. Oh, okay, it's okay. But anyway, I looked it up. They're not supposed to be in terrariums at all. That will kill them pretty quickly, I guess. So I guess I have a little tiny terrarium now that I need to figure out what we're gonna put in there. And I'll go get the proper dirt because it can't have a ton of nutrients. I'll go get the proper dirt for the flytrap seeds and put them in a pot. I'm just gonna put them outside because they're native to North Carolina. And I know that we have pitcher plants that are native here in South Carolina, so I'm just gonna put them in a pot outside. And they can eat whatever they catch out there, and we will enjoy them. They enjoy sun almost all day. I think they said 10+ hours a day. So we have a good spot out in the backyard that I think it will do very well in. But now YouTube thinks that all I wanna watch is videos about Venus flytraps. I looked up one video and now it's like, you must watch 50 of them. So anyway, that's what I've been watching. As far as life goes, I got to the bookstore and I got the Venus flytrap. And I obviously also got the polyfill. My dog is stretching in the back. I don't know if you can hear that. So that's it. I also didn't watch much on TV because my family's home. And so they were watching things that in general, I'm not super interested in. So I came and I did some gaming. I played a game called Doors, which is just a puzzle game. It's a casual puzzle game, no time limits or anything. You just go through and you solve the puzzles to try to figure out how to open the doors. And then it also, the same people that made Doors made a game called Boxes, which I haven't played yet, but I'm assuming it's pretty much the same premise, but you're just opening the boxes. So I'll probably be playing that next. And then the other thing I played was called Wilder Myth, which is basically like a tabletop RPG, turn-based game that you can play with other people online. So I played with some of my D&D friends. I played with a D&D friend and I'm going to see, if anyone else is interested. But yeah, you just can play these characters. And I think once you know what you're doing, you can start making your own character, but we had no idea what we were doing. So we just played the pre-made characters on the regular level of how difficult it is. I think we're figuring it out, but we were very confused at first, but it's been fun. I enjoy that game. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Thank you for spending this time with me. I really enjoy interacting with some of you in the comments, and it's just been so wonderful. So thanks for joining me today. Happy crafting, happy gaming, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.